Hey, what's up guys? NDR here, back with another video. Today I just kind of wanted to do something simple and quick for you. Um, Not really my top 5 list, so to speak. I kind of threw it together pretty quick, but just things that I think are pretty important to consider if you are considering joining the Air Force or any branch of the military. In fact, just going to jump right into it here. Number one, what I think is kind of one of the biggest ones is your reason, like why you want to join. Especially in the beginning when you're shipped off to, boot camp or AIT school, when you get to your first duty station, and you're not necessarily treated the best because you're still pretty new. You're gonna need to keep that why in mind. It's kind of gonna help you through the tough times, through the not so great things, and it could be something simple. A lot of people just want to join to serve their country. It's something they've wanted to do. That's great. Other people, maybe it's something, you want to join the military for the free schooling. You want to join it to learn a job or skill or trade that you could do outside the military. And some people, you just want to make it a career. But it's very important that you have a solid why. There's a lot of people that are in, honestly, that are kind of like, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I joined, and now they're kind of kicking themselves in the butt for it because while they're in, they found things they're passionate about and they would have rather pursued, but now you're under contract for 4 to 6 years, the minimum, and you got to do it either way. So just make sure you really know why you want to join. Don't really let anyone persuade your decision. That's one thing I tried to keep in mind when I was joining, was do it for the reasons I wanted to do and not what people wanted me to do. The next one, know what you want to do when you get in. This is going to be more job-wise, so Air Force, your AFSC, Army, military, I don't know what they refer to it as, your MOS, I believe. But know what you want to do. A lot of people come in and they just want to be, it's like, I'll take anything. I highly suggest do your research, know what job you want to do and what you can get in for. When I was trying to get in, I knew exactly what job I wanted. And the recruiter tried to get me to go, open general, open mechanical. He found out the job I wanted was mechanical. He's like, oh, go open mechanical. You have a really high ASVAB. You'll probably still get your job, and you'll get a bonus. Well, don't listen to that. Don't let him persuade you. Um, I knew what job I wanted to do. Put it at the top of my list, and I said, frankly, I'm not going to join unless I get this. I got that, thankfully. The recruiters, they'll try to sway you and whatnot, but just know what you want to do. Do a lot of research. There's a lot of channels out there. There's a lot of information you can find online through word of mouth on kind of what everything is. So find out what you're interested in. Find out what you want to do. And if there's nothing that really matches what you want to do, again, I wouldn't consider just kind of joining and going with whatever, because a lot of people do that and they get stuck with something they really don't like, they're really not interested in, and then you'd have to wait 4 to 6 years minimum to cross train, and then if you cross train, you're going to end up doing another at least minimum 4 year contract for that job. So know what you want to do when you get in. A third one, a big one, obviously with the military, you got to be okay with being away from home. Um, a lot of people, like myself, I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal, to be honest. Got a really small family. When I was back home, it's pretty much just me and my mom. I do have a few close friends, but still, think like it's just friends. It's not that big of a deal. Even someone like me, I left home quite often to go do things. So like, even if they ship me overseas or something like that, it's not going to be that big of a deal. I'm from Arizona, currently here in Georgia. We just got done going through the holiday season, my first holiday season being completely away from home, with not an opportunity to go home, and it was pretty tough. It got to me a little bit, so you just got to make sure that you're going to be okay with being away from home. And thankfully, I'm still in the United States, and I can at least just hop on a plane and one day and be back home. But depending where you are, overseas and all this stuff, especially with COVID right now, just be sure that you are okay with that. I know some people, they absolutely have nobody, and they're like, what, I got nobody to leave behind. I want to go out and see things. So that was kind of my thinking as well. I wanted to be able to go out and explore new places and see things, but being away from home is still tougher than expected. Even though, like myself, I did a lot of research and everything, it still turned out to be pretty tough. And then for some people, it's no big deal. If you still want to join, but you want to remain close to home, there is always that guard option and whatnot. You can find out what guard bases are near you and go that route. I can explain a little more on that in another video. And then another thing too, before you join, you got to consider what you're getting into. I personally spent months doing research on what military life was in general, how my job was going to be. I spent a lot of time learning about basic training in tech school, even though you're really only in that environment for, depending on your AIT school, your tech school, how long that takes, you're really only in that environment from anywhere from like 3 to 9 to 10 months. But still, that is that beginning portion. That's what's really tough. So I did a lot of research on that. Did a lot of research on operational and see if it was going to be something I like. Because at the end of the day, when you get to operational, it is pretty much just a job. There is extra things you got to do that civilian job doesn't require you to perform. But at the end of the day, it is a job that you go to, come home every day, you kind of do your thing. But know what you're getting into. I did a lot of research to find out what military life was like, if it was something I could fit into. So definitely consider that before you join. And kind of going with that, just see if it's a fit for you. A lot of people, they're excited to join, they get in, they realize they don't really fit. They're not disciplined enough, or some people come in, they leave behind a great life and a great job, and they get in and they're like, what the heck did I do? So if you're in a position to where, if you're like myself, who was young, wanted to do some schooling, I didn't really do it for schooling so much. I can explain my reason later. But if you wanted to do it for, whether you're doing it for schooling, or you want to learn a job or trade and kind of get that paid for, do your 4 to 6 years, get out and go do something in the civilian world, whatever your reason is, like I said earlier, find out if it's a fit for you. Because if you already have a really good job, you're making good money, you have benefits, you have all that, you're where you want to be, and you join, you're kind of going to be taking like a step down. So just find out if everything, is a fit for you, being away from home, the added discipline and stuff like that. It's not a lot, but it's a lot at the same time, because there's a lot of little things that can add up and get to you, and it kind of seems stupid in a way. So just find out if it's a fit for you. There's plenty more reasons I can go over. Those are kind of just 5 that I wanted to throw out there for anyone thinking about considering joining. At the end of the day, it's not a bad gig. All depends on your perspective of it and how you really feel and how you kind of fit into all of it. But if you stuck around and you watched this video, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.